Hi guys, it's Yulia. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I have a very important topic to discuss, and it is our addiction to junk food and why it's so hard to break. So pretty much what I'm going to be talking about is The Pleasure Trap, which is a book written by Dr. Lyle and Dr. Goldhammer. So here's the main idea. As a species, and generally all living beings, we are motivated by three things. They are pain avoidance, pleasure, and energy conservation. So most of our actions revolve around these three underlying things. There was an experiment with the bird, and I'll tell it to you really quickly. So the bird was put in a cage, and it was presented with two buttons, button 1 and button 2. If the bird hit button 1, it was allowed to go out and roam and attract a female bird to mate with. And if the bird hit button 2, a female bird was brought into the cage for him. So, of course, when presented these options, the bird would always hit button 2 because that's pleasure, that's definitely energy conservation because the bird wouldn't have to leave the cage, and that's pain avoidance, right? So then a third button was brought into the mix. Now, if the bird chose this third button, then it would get a hit of cocaine into its brain. So, when presented these three options, the bird would of course always go with number 3. That's pleasure, that's definitely pain avoidance, and energy conservation because the bird would literally have to do nothing. So, the bird would always hit button 3 and it eventually died in 10 to 12 days. Now, this is pretty much what happens with us as humans. So, when we eat healthy food, we start out a baseline, right? And then when we start to eat junk food, we get a high. Now that's because it's more concentrated calories and it's more stimulating, and nowadays it's easier to get or more convenient. So we hit this high, right? And then when we keep eating junk food, we kind of even out and we go back to that baseline. But if people decide that they want to eat a healthy diet, now that's going to drop. So those few weeks to a few months, you're not feeling as well and you're feeling pretty crappy while your body adjusts, but eventually it adjusts and we hit that normal baseline again and you're feeling really great, you're eating good food, and everything is awesome. Of course, we don't want to be like that bird that just keeps getting this high and then dies in a few days. We want longevity, health, perseverance, and we want to live a good quality life. So obviously the main problem here is when you're transitioning from a crappy diet to a healthy diet and you want to get past those uncomfortable few weeks to months. So here are some tricks that I've learned that have really helped some people and myself transition. So one of the tricks is to start out with just eating a really healthy breakfast. Eat a lot of fruit for breakfast, between 5 and 10 bananas, but make sure it's at least 5 spotted bananas. And then eventually you work that up to lunch, and so you're having a really healthy breakfast and lunch and dinner as usual, and then you're gonna start craving these good foods and you're gonna have a healthy dinner also. And then the second key point is to live in abundance. A lot of these calorie restriction diets do not work, mainly because we're going to want to get that high. We're going to want the pleasure from the junk food that's going to give us a hit of calories. Our bodies need high calories. If you think about it, a 6-year-old only needs 1,700 calories to survive, so a human grown adult will need a lot more than that. If we stuff our faces with fruit all day long, give ourselves those good carbs, that good energy, we're not going to want that hit of junk food, okay? So don't blame yourself for breaking your diet or wanting that junk food hit. However, learn the right way to eat and the right way to transition, and you won't have that problem. So if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. I'm going to put links down to the Pleasure Trap book and the Pleasure Trap TED Talk, which is really good and gets into more details about everything. So I love you. Have a great day. It's Friday. Have great, delicious food this weekend. Drink a bunch of green smoothies, eat a bunch of bananas, and enjoy yourself. I love you so much, and have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.